Yo guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another review on a Future Stars card. We've got Future Stars BUKAYO SAKA. We're going to be going through the player, his details, stats, clip summary, all that good stuff. Before we get into all of that, if I could ask you guys to please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when I upload, and comment down below who you'd like me to review next. We have got a big list. You guys keep adding to it, we will get through it once all this stuff dies down. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So guys, this is the team that I used BUKAYO SAKA in. Now as you guys can see on the left back slot there is that Kukureya card. We will be getting through that at some point and putting that review up for you guys, so stay tuned for that as well. But we played him in the 4-2-3-1, played him outright, didn't move him elsewhere guys, wanted to play him on the right and see how he played out there. Now guys, my first impressions of this card, I do enjoy using this card, especially being an Arsenal fan. I do love this card and how it plays. However, I don't know if he's worth that price tag, but we'll get more into that in the summary and the clips as we go on. Let's just get into the review. BUKAYO SAKA 5'10", high medium work rates, left-footed, 4-star skill moves, and 4-star weak foot. So it's nice to have that cut-in ability off the right-hand side, but still being able to play with that right foot with the 4-star weak foot is pretty decent. He doesn't have the strongest of weak foots overall, I think, guys. I do think the 4-star weak foot is a little bit high. I think it's actually 3-star, but it's overall pretty capable for what you need to do. Simple crosses and passes, he's able to do all of that. 7 games played, 10 goals scored, and 3 assists, so a pretty decent return for me as well from the right wing spot. I generally don't score as many goals or get that many assists as well as goals with my winger, so it was nice to have a winger that could do all of that, especially with the amount that I was riding on him as well. In terms of the chemistry style I use the Deadeye chemistry style on him, guys. The stats for dribbling and pace are phenomenal. You do not need to boost them at all. So guys, in terms of the overall player, I think you need to boost his passing and shooting a little more. His physicality is fine as well, in my opinion. Getting into the key stats, guys: 98 acceleration, 94 sprint speed, 95 attack positioning, 96 agility, 95 balance, 94 stamina. There are so many 90s on this card, it's ridiculous. This card was a really great dribbler, fantastic at all of that stuff, and just moving around the pitch, getting into tight areas, taking it past defenders, all that good stuff as well that you want from a winger of this caliber. The only con I would say, guys, is his long shots and shot power and finishing. I don't feel like his shot power is actually 90. I feel it's a little lower and you're boosting it up more than that. His finishing is a bit suspect at times, but overall it's okay. And the long shots as well do struggle a little bit, so that does need a bit of a boost as well. Overall, guys, though, I don't think there's any other cons other than that. I think the passing is fantastic on this card, especially for a winger as well, and he's a really fun and enjoyable card to use. Finally, guys, getting into the player traits, we have been done dirty again by the player traits. He only has the technical dribbler trait, no flair trait, no shooting traits or any of that. It would be nice to have more, but again, we just have the one to go by. Now that we've done all that, we're going to go into some of the clips that I got with him. So guys, getting into some of BUKAYO SAKA's clips. Now what you guys are going to see here is just his ability to dribble, run with the ball, the speed with which he moves, and his decent finishing and pretty good passing as well. Now guys, the main way that I used this card, and we'll talk about his gameplay first and how I used him. The main way I used him was to try and get him in behind those fullbacks and centre backs, cutting in on that left foot and finishing it. A lot of the time it was 1-2s that I was trying to play with this card around the fullback, and it was to great effect because as soon as he plays that pass around the fullback, he's gone for the return and does create some excellent opportunities just from being inside the pitch then up against the slower centre backs. Overall, guys, though, I thought that given how good this card is at dribbling, I needed to put that more to use, and it really was fantastic. And you guys can see here, look at that little move there past Van Dijk, lovely little touch, and he is really good on the dribble. It's super tight dribbling, really easy to control and slip past people and change direction really quickly as well, and that allows you to win a lot of fouls like that penalty, or just to create situations, recycle the ball as well. Allows you a lot of different options with having dribbling that good there. You guys can see recycling the ball, starting the attack again and getting away from the defender and able to create a goal scoring opportunity. Getting onto his shooting, guys, and this is really the part of the card which lets him down a little bit, is the shooting is not the best. You do definitely need to boost this shooting stat, and I maybe would recommend using a heavily shooting based chemistry style just to allow him to be a really lethal finisher. I think if he was more so, for me, I may have even done a better job of using him, even though I did get 10 goals in 7 games with him. A couple of those were hat tricks, so I did sometimes struggle to score in games with him. Creating chances was not a problem. His passing was very good, especially with that Deadeye on him. I thought that boosted him up a lot more as well. But I think, guys, if I was going to play this card more often, I would look to boost all elements of his shooting and forget his passing, because I really think if you have that shooting, dribbling, and that pace with this card, then what you have is a super lethal winger in terms of being able to do every attacking part of the game. Guys, I would say overall though that I do not think that this card is worth the 2 million price tag, even though he is extinct. I think when he comes back on the market, eventually when EA fix that price range and allow the card just to flow onto the market, it will come down again, and I hope it does, because I don't think he's worth the 2 million. I do think he is definitely worth at least 1.5, 1.7 million, but definitely not worth the 2 million. You guys are seeing now some of the goals that I have with him, and as you guys can see there, again, it's the lovely dribbling, and it's an easy finish for him there, but a lot of the time what he's able to do is create the chances for those easy finishes. Again, here you could play a number of passes there, instead just going to try and smash it in the near post. You see that low shot power there, which does also need to be boosted up ever so slightly. Again, we could play the passes here, but I wanted to get you guys some nice goals in these last couple of clips, guys. You're going to see another couple of decent finishes here. This first one, a smash into the back of the net there, and then in this second one, picks up a loose ball, lovely dribbling turn, recycling the ball, skipping past the defender and smashing it in. So guys, getting to this final Bukayo Saka summary. Now guys, for some reason the price range has changed again. It was at 100,000 to 4 million. It has now been updated to 2 million again, so they are currently extinct on the market again. EA really need to update that price range to allow people to get their hands on this card for a reasonable price. Guys, overall, I would say the key stats again, of course, are his pace, dribbling stats. He's got reasonable shooting and passing, does need to be boosted, in my opinion, and that stamina is phenomenal as well. You're running all game with him. In terms of the recommended chemistry style, guys, I still think the Deadeye is a great shout. I don't think that there's anything wrong with boosting a passing and shooting solely element of this card. I think if you put a finisher on him, then all of a sudden you've got a card that's really elite in pace, shooting and dribbling. You can, of course, look the other way as well in terms of just passing and boost those elements of his card as well with an architect. You can boost that passing and his physicality in his game as well. Getting into similar sorts of players, guys. Now, they've got two here in Portu and Kulusevski. I don't think either of them is a fair shout. I think he's much smaller, much more slight than both of those players. I think he plays a lot like the Objectives Dybala, the SBC that came out a little while ago. I think he's a faster version of him, of course, but very similar in terms of capability and what he's able to do on the ball. I think Dybala is a very good shout for that. There, in terms of linkability, guys, you've got a couple of perfect links to Azim and Nels, Rob Holding, Callum Chambers. But if we go into strong links, that's where it starts to get interesting. Team of the Year, Trent Alexander-Arnold, all the English icons, Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. You've got the Lacazette storyline card. You've got other Arsenal cards coming in there as well. You've got the Harvey Barnes card, Jamie Vardy's record breaker card. Loads of linkability in there. So this card is really nice for linking all of these up as well. Of course, a link to that Curtis Jones card as well. Finally, guys, my recommendation on whether he is worth it. Guys, I actually think that the 2 million is a very high price range for him. I do think that when EA up the price range again and allow the cards to come back on the market, the hype will die down a little bit and he will come under that 2 million. I don't think he's actually worth over 2 million. However, right now, if you can get your hands on him for that, just to try him out and use the player, then definitely do that. I will be keeping my card, guys, despite the fact that I have overpaid for him slightly. I don't care about losing them cash on that card, and overall, guys, I do think this is a phenomenal card, but I think he's more around the 1.7 1.6 million range for me. He's a phenomenal player, just not quite at that, you know, next level in terms of cost. Hope you guys did enjoy this review. If you did, please do smash that like button. Until next time, I will see you all in a bit.